Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback, Roger Vick, Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the draft all back.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
The Milner. Dino Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back.
All right, everybody. Here we go. Free agency. Well, the tampering period is upon us. You never know, Dom C. We could find out that Justin Fields has decided to renege. And we've argued for nothing. Who knows? But we're here nonetheless to have a mock draft based on everything we're seeing around the league today, particularly with the New York Jets. I am GreenBean. Welcome to the show. That fine fella is my good friend, Dom C. Will be joined by Jake Assman for a little while tonight as well. He's going to pop in a few minutes. But Dom,
yes,
how
sir.
are you doing tonight, my good friend?
I can't complain, Bean. Busy day. Twitter was down. It was a little stressful. But all is well, man. Seeing some moves fluttering in all throughout the day and the night, and especially some of these nocturnal GMs, and I guess Muji's still working because we now have a free safety on the roster.
Does everybody know we just signed a free safety, everybody? Dom, talk about this fella before we get started.
So Andre Cisco is a kid, 24 years old. So, still on the ascend, has been a starter in Jacksonville since he was a 20-year-old third-round pick in 2021. True free safety, ball skills, athletic, big size, versatile, 6'1", 220 pounds. Homegrown kid, born in Queens, grew up a little further upstate, and went to Syracuse. So you got to like that, the hometown flavor. And I 1 year contract is probably a little bit of a tester. He got $10 million, which people might say that's a lot in this day and age, and the contract's going like bonkers today. I'd say that's probably good market value.
Yeah.
10 million is what 7 million was, 6 or 7 million was last year.
Yeah.
It
has gone, dude. These contracts are berserk. Let's do a short little recap here.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets lost 4 free agents today. Didn't know they were going to be so sought after, big name, big contract guys. We saw, first DJ Reed. I think a lot of us, we knew he was going. I mean, we held a little shred of hope. Maybe they'll work something out, but it seemed like it was a foregone conclusion, evidenced by his comments toward the end of the season. I can't wait to hit free agency. So you knew that was kind of that was a likely scenario, but he signs a realistic contract. He was the one I thought would get that kind of money. What was it? 3 years, $48 million, I think it was, right, Dom?
51, I believe. 3 years, 51 million. Yeah.
So there you go. Good for DJ Reed. It's gonna suck, like we're gonna miss him. He's a ball player, man. And he was good for us. So it sucks to lose him, but we expected it. Reddick, I thought his value was toast. But immediately 1 year, $14 million with incentives too, Dom.
Yep.
So with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so these two fellas, they qualify for our comp pick formula, which is very, very nice, by the way. Good contracts, but another one even more surprising, I'd say.
Javon Kinlaw.
Javon Kinlaw signs a 3-year, $45 million contract with $30 million guaranteed. You would think he had a Pro Bowl year. I mean, not for a guy. I mean, look, good for him, right? Go get it, young fella. But boy, oh boy, and I saw on Twitter, Redskins fans, commie fans, they were saying this is exactly what we need. We needed a big guy to stop the run. Sadly, that's not what he does, even when he's doing what he does.
And newsflash, they had Jonathan Allen on the roster for $19 million. So, you spend that money that you're saving in Jonathan Allen for what I think is a downgrade. And I'm not knocking the commies fans.
No.
If there's any of them here, just, hey, listen, teach their own, man. Maybe what's his face there? The coach thinks he can do something with them, or he thinks it was the Jets' fault and not Ron Kinlaw's,
Well, I think that's exactly what we're seeing. So it was the Jets' fault. Now, the thing is, if Robert Saleh, granted he was only here for the first quarter of the season, couldn't get Kinlaw to kind of snap into it, and then Jeff Ulbricht and White Cotton, pretty good. Our defensive coaches weren't really in question as far as their ability to get, squeeze the lemon, so to speak. But either way, much, much more than I thought he was going to get. And then you had Morgan Moses, who had looked like we had a good chance to re-sign the last couple days. But the Jets were more than likely offering him a 1-year contract. He's older. He's been banged up the last 2 years. Iron Man, he plays through injury, which is great. But the last 2 years, he missed some games. Seemed like, okay, he's, get another contract for a year. He gets offered 3 years. What is it? $24 million.
$25 million. Yeah, you can't. I mean, listen, this is the last contract that this guy's going to sign.
Totally.
I am not upset that he went and took the largest offer, and maybe they gave him a guarantee to start. I have no idea, but I can't imagine that the Jets offer was anything near 3 years, $25 million.
Crazy. So all four of those guys, they not only qualified for the comp pick formula, but they qualify well. Like these are good, between 3rd and 5th round picks. Not that, that handful of 7s that you get, thrown in. But the Jets turn around and nullify at least one of them with Justin Fields. Then we give, what's his name? I got to get his name.
Brandon Stevens?
Stevens from the Ravens, a cornerback to play alongside Sauce Gardner. We give him a nice contract. What was it? 2 years? I got to look at it, Tom.
He got 3 years, $36 million.
3 years, 36.
But I think 20 of it, 21 or 22 is guaranteed. So there's probably an out after 2 years, where you're paying 10, 11 million. Now, Bean, before you go on, there's a guy I follow on Twitter. His name's Nick Corte, Nickkorte. If you guys are into the whole comp pick thing, this is a great follow. So he just posted earlier today, 27 minutes ago. Earlier today, the Jets had maxed out with 4 2026 compensatory picks on the board. Now they're down to 1 after signing Andre Sisco to this contract. Right. The 1 is a projected 4th rounder for Hassan Reddick going to Tampa.
So Hassan Reddick is the one that's left, and it's a 4th rounder. So pretty good. Now that we're early, right? So we could still lose guys. But I don't know how many more big names. We got Conklin out there. He'll likely get a contract if we don't re-sign him. He's a pretty good tight end. We're likely to sign some people. So while we came out of the gate real hot, in the plus side of the column, but I don't know if that's going to last very much longer. Cisco, 1 year, $10 million. So we're down to +1, everybody, in the comp pick formula. So we'll see how it goes. And to answer this question, I got this 4 or 5 times today. Do we get these picks now? Right? No. Like, so if everything that's done right now in free agency gets calculated and applied to next year's draft. So any comp picks that we would have this year was from last year's free agency, and we would have got a nice 4th rounder if we didn't sign Kinlaw because last year, by the way, because of the Bryce Huff. Like it all came down to that, and we were +1, and Kinlaw ended up taking away the Bryce Huff contract. So that's the way it went. So guys, tonight we are going to base our draft. Think about this: the Jets are no longer without a starting quarterback. right now we have three athletic young quarterbacks, not young with Tyrod Taylor, but three similar playing style quarterbacks on the roster. Now, who knows what's going to happen with Jordan Travis? We just don't know. But as of right now, we no longer need a cornerback two. We got a free safety, and the quarterback has been addressed. On that note, I will bring in the other friend that's going to hang out with us for a little while. Let's say hello to the one and only Jake Assman. Jake, what's up, buddy?
Gentlemen, what's going on? Thanks for having me.
What's up?
So,
Jake? How are you, bud?
I'm good. Tired, man. Long day.
Yeah.
I was at a wedding last night that I was the best man in, and then I took an Uber home at like 2:45 in the morning just so I could get back to my apartment here in the city so I could be live all day for day one of free agency. So
yeah.
It's been a fun one, though, I'll say.
Yeah, because it was fun too, because we were like losing guys we didn't want, so we got to talk comp picks. They were getting crazy contracts, like holy shit, this is fun. Then we get Justin Fields, and then we get a cornerback too, and it was a really kind of nice, even day, very consistent news, right? It was pretty fun. Now the Justin Fields thing, Jake. Yay, nay, where are you? There's a poll in the chat right now. I'll check out in a minute. But where do you land on the Justin Fields thing?
I like it. Look, I don't necessarily want to bank on him doing what Darnold did or Mayfield did, but of the available options, like he's the guy that you could point to and you could picture him playing to that level. Like if it works out, best case scenario with Justin Fields, he could be your long-term answer. And among the other guys that were out there, best case scenario or works out, it's what? Like a flash in the pan Fitzpatrick year in 2015 with a guy like, Jameis Winston or Kirk Cousins, or you go down the list, Marcus Mariota, some of the other names, Carson Wentz,
yeah.
like they're not the long-term answer. Like Justin Fields turned 26 4 days ago. He was a first-round guy. He has flashed at times. He's gotten better each year statistically. Really good leader. Maybe he could be, the next, quarterback to have a career resurgence with really good coaching. So am I expecting that? No, but at least it gives us some hope as fans that maybe he could do that because the other options, quite frankly, stunk. So of the options, I am glad that they ultimately got what I thought was the best option to try and give us a real season.
Wait, you're on record here, Jake, saying you were not on the Carson Wentz train? Is that what you're telling us?
I was anti-Wentz. I was anti-Easton Stick, Jared Stidham, Daniel Jones.
Oh, my God.
I mean, the last 3 months have just been miserable of having to deal with just all these terrible names being floated out there. Fields, while I don't think he is great, once again, there's at least the chance he might be able to do what we just saw Darnold and Mayfield do. So that's my hope.
Yeah. And people got to remember also, everyone's saying overpay this 2 years, $40 million. It's a $30 million contract, right?
For 1 year, really 1 year. That's it.
I'm sure that they have something, but even at that, even if he reaches all the incentives to reach the $40 million, $20 million a year would make him the 23rd highest paid quarterback in the league, starting quarterback. The only people under him are on rookie contracts.
Right. And look, if you sign him to a 2-year deal, which they did, it's like Tyrod this year. It's like, okay, you go into next year. If he's great, he's already under contract. And if he's not great, well, he could be a high-end backup for you when you're likely taking your quarterback in the first round next year, and he's a hold the fort guy till that guy's ready to play. So to me, there's really no downside here. I mean, you could call it an overpay, but if he's great, he's going to be the most underpaid quarterback in the league, and you avoid the Sam Darnold situation where the guy's under contract, so you don't have to worry about, do we franchise him? Do we extend him long term? So I think it's a good signing. I mean, I don't know how you could really be that upset, even if you preferred a different quarterback. Like, there's a lot of logic to what they did with this.
Yeah. And remember also, the entire quarterback room, as constituted now, with Jordan Travis as in there's three, you're paying $27 million total.
Not too shabby. I'll tell you what, man, you could do a lot worse than Justin Fields as your number two if it doesn't work out too. Like, he's already proven he can come in spot duty, play efficient football, and win some games for you. You know what I mean? If he had 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 of them with his legs, 7 of them in the air. Had high completion percentage. He played relatively mistake-free football just well enough to win with a good defense. So if he can just do that, if you need him for, like you keep him for the 2 years, it's not the worst scenario. And you have that opportunity to catch lightning in a bottle. Here's the positives. He's going to be 26 years old next year, right? Playing for us. He He's been in the NFL now, so he's kind of burned off that I'm the best thing since, sliced bread. He's got a little humility going on. Played for numerous coaching staffs, started to play better. Again, last year played efficient football. He's got a relationship with Garrett Wilson and Ruckert already. You know what I mean? So there's a lot here. Again, are we saying that, this isn't the same feeling of getting Aaron Rodgers, but it's when they started talking about pivoting to Marcus Mariota, I was like, all right, that would, you know what I mean? Now I'm going to be upset. Like that was like the one. I'm like, please don't make us watch this year. Yeah. Fucking Marcus Mariota. But JJ Hamza not in love with it, it sounds like. Our good buddy says we still have no starting quarterback. Well, here's the look. I think Jakey just mentioned it. In the event he sucks, we're going into one of the stronger quarterback classes in a little while with a higher pick. You know what I mean? Like then he job well done. While we fill these holes, we got a cornerback. We'll get some defensive tackles. We'll get the tight end, fix our right tackle. The line's playing together. And when we get him, imagine this idea, guys. Imagine the quarterback coming into the New York Jets as the final piece, not the guy, not the savior that we have to watch run for his life for 2 years, getting beat up, no offensive line, nobody to throw to. You know what I mean? Imagine him coming in and the line's already here and the skill positions here and the defense is. Imagine what a concept. We could even talk about that one. So I don't know, JJ. I think, look, you don't have to love it, but not the worst news in the world today. I found a way to feel pretty good about it. I'm excited. So today we are going to base our draft on the news, and we'll keep our eyes on Twitter and any other reports coming out. See if, like Dom said, if Muji's going to work through the night. Maybe we sign somebody else in the next few minutes. That'd be fun. But we're going to base our draft on the signings and losses. We re-signed Sherwood, so we got a linebacker. We're doing okay. I think it's a nice start. We'll base our mock on that. Jake, you hang out for a little while of the mock, right? I want to hear what your thoughts are on the front end. All right, let me end this poll real quick, and then I'll get you the rules. Let's see what you guys voted about Justin Fields. How do you like it? 62% said they love it. 28% said meh. 5% JJ Hamza, that's where he is, I imagine, hate it. And 2% are just too drunk to think about this. So there you go. 2% already hammered. Can't really organize their thoughts just yet. But so the rules of the mock are as follows. We put a 3-minute timer on the picks. Okay. So we're going to discuss, we'll see what happened before our pick. We look at what's going on. We discuss some prospects. We throw 3 or 4 of them on the screen for you guys. Your job is to vote on the poll so your voices can be heard. That's the key. We want to know what you guys think. We just talk about the players, try to break them down. As you know, Dom C is quite the learned individual where it comes to college prospects. So we try to do the best job that we can, giving you an idea of what's going on. We will look at trades. We don't entertain any trades after the 3rd round. And we'll also put a poll up there if we want to accept or decline a trade if it's there for us. We'll do all 7 rounds, and we'll see how it goes. So, Dom, did I skip any rules?
No, but I will emphasize, guys, this is your mock draft in the chat and the viewers. So your votes are the ones that make the picks. So make sure you get out there and vote. Make sure you make your choices. And then at the end of it, when you're complaining on how bad it was, yell at yourselves because it has nothing to do with us.
That's right.
We are just a vessel.
That's the best. Before we get started, Jake, I'll throw this one to you. How do you feel about Cisco signing a $10 million 1-year contract from the Jacksonville Jaguars? Free safety.
I like it. He grew up about 20 minutes from where I'm from. So he's a Long Island guy. He played football at Syracuse. He went to St. Anthony's High School before he transferred to IMG Academy in Florida. So he was a ball hawk in college at Syracuse. He's had like an uneven career. I was texting with someone that covers the Jaguars who was giving me some insight on him. Good player, good value. You have to have faith in Glenn and his coaching staff that they see the talent there. They could coach him up for their scheme. But I like the move. I think it makes a lot of sense. And he grew up a Jet fan for what it's worth. So I think it's pretty cool as well.
Nice. Yeah, I like it too. I'm excited about what they're doing. It's a 1-year contract, so you never look, if he balls out, you can talk about it. If not, he's a comp pick formula guy next year when we can fill the spot later. What do we got here? Don't forget to hit the like button, everybody. While we're doing this, show us some love. We got a nice 385 in here on YouTube and only 106 likes. Let's squeeze those milk dumbs. Mwah, 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 mwah. And we also got how many? We got a bunch of Twitter folks on here tonight. Got about 217 on Twitter. So welcome, everybody. Shall we, gentlemen?
We shall.
All right, let's get it started.
Let me select the Jets here. I'm at 7. I'm at normal speed, and we're going to enter the draft here.
This is like watching Picasso paint when you do a mock with Dom C.
Yes,
yeah, it is. It's the
and it's off. Ooh,
here we go.
Ooh. Okay,
wow.
Wait. Hang on.
Two tackles. Look at that.
Let's hide this and just look at this. Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Will Campbell, Armand Membu, and Will Johnson. Now, give or take, this is not very outlandish, unreasonable. Maybe the players are in different spots, but I could see these guys all being in the discussion for the top 6. So we're off to a good start there.
All right, so we got a couple trade offers. Let's take a look at those.
Now, this is a nice one here. We got one trade offer. Dallas wants us to move down to 12, and they'll give us our second rounder.
I don't want to give them 146, though. What is that?
It's a 5th rounder, Green.
Get out of here.
5th rounder, GreenBean.
You want to jump up to 7? Yeah, that's it. You get 7. We got to counter this one, Dom. Oh, if you're going to take 146, we got to get a 6th.
I'll take 190. Is that 6?
There you go. They're going to take it.
Nah,
sons of bitches.
Rejected. It's been rejected.
Well, let's see. Let's see if they want to take it. So real quick, we'll do a 2-minute yes, no for the trade. The poll is up. I'm setting the timer, everybody. We'll do 2 minutes for this one. Let us know if you want to move back to 12 for this deal. So, Jake, how you feeling? You want to take the trade?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that while we're waiting here, Jake.
My initial reaction was I probably would take this. Right, I'm getting an extra 2nd-round pick. I'm only moving back 5 spots. I don't love Shador. Otherwise, I think you take him. It's a no-brainer in that spot. But he's not my preference. I mean, to me, Dom, you're the expert. To me, it would be Graham here or Warren. But I like getting an extra 2nd-round pick, and I think there's still going to be some pretty good players there at 12. So now I have 2 2s. I could maybe go developmental quarterback with one of those picks if I want, or could even trade back into the end of round 1 and get the 5th-year option on a guy if that's what I want to do, or just take 2 solid players in a deeper draft in that 2nd-round range. So I think it's a good trade. I would probably trade back if the Cowboys want to come up, and I'm sure take Ashton Genty with that pick.
Yeah, I am on board with you, Jake. I would make this trade and probably not think twice. Now, if you stay, like you said, the choice is Mason Graham. Is the juice in Mason Graham worth the squeeze? Now, he's great. There's no denying that. So they might value that much more, but interior so far in free agency, we're only 12 hours into it, 10 hours into it. It looks like tight end is still going to be a need. It looks like right tackle is going to be a need. It looks like interior defensive line is going to be a need. At least the pressing needs. There's other secondary and tertiary needs, such as wide receiver, another safety, this, that, and the other thing. But yeah, I would probably trade back here and take another 2nd-round pick. That's the meat and potatoes of this draft, is in that 2nd round. So
yep. So we got 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and it is done. Let's see. This is a clear win. We're going to accept that trade, Dom. See what happens.
Except they traded up for Mason Graham, and then goes Tyler Warren.
Oh, look at them all. Look at them all. Wow, Mason Graham, Tyler Warren off the board, Jake.
All right, we're not going to trade. We don't accept trades with our interdivisional rival.
Ooh.
Although that's a great deal if they were to take it. But
that's fun. I would take that. Well, who do we want here? That's the thing. Is there somebody? Tet McMillan still there?
McMillan's a steal at this spot, no?
Tet McMillan is still here. I mean, if you wanted to go right tackle, you can get a guy like Calvin Banks and some other tackles that are still here on the board. If you wanted to look towards the defense, there's tons of players. I mean, up and down. I mean, if you want a safety, you want an edge rusher. This isn't this. People are going to think I'm crazy, but I don't think this is out of the range here. This is where the Jihad Campbell noise is going to start.
Jihad Campbell here
now with the re-signing of Sherwood, someone are going to say, do you need Jihad Campbell? Maybe not, but Quincy Williams is only under contract for one more year, right?
That's right. And in our 4-3, who's our 3?
What's that?
In our 4-3, who's our third linebacker?
Yeah, I guess Zaire Barnes right now.
Zaire Barnes or Jihad Campbell, everybody.
That's
all
right.
right, we'll do another 2 minute. We'll see. Just real quick, you want to slide back one spot? Risk.
Oh, wait, no,
losing-
there's another trade offer. I'm sorry. There's 2. Seattle wants us to move back to 18. They want.
I'm gonna end this poll, and we'll see if they want to take either one.
Oh, that's a great trade down.
It's another great trade down.
We're still getting one of these players in this pool of players that you like, Dom, and we're getting another second-round pick. So now we all of a sudden have 3 second-round picks. One of them we could get our quarterback. The other ones we could get really good players. And
you're going to fill a lot of spots right here.
All right, hold on. Take the Finns. That was one spot. What was Seattle? 18?
Yep. This is like the Jamal Adams trade all over again. We got to take it. We're going to rip their pants off.
Oh, and what is Seattle doing? Right? they are just. I mean, I guess they decided, hey, this team ain't built like winners. So let's just break it down and kind of start over, right?
All right. The poll is up, everybody. We got take the Finns they're moving back one spot. That gets us a second next year. The Seattle trade, we slide down 4 spots. We also give them 157, and we get that extra second round pick. So we're using our late rounders to get extra seconds. Not a bad situation here. So the poll is up. You got a minute and a half left on it. Get your votes in, everybody. This is where it gets fun. Don't forget to squeeze the milk thumbs and smash the like button. Got 440 in YouTube and another 200 and change on Twitter tonight. We're having some fun. Dom C, Jake Assman hanging out with us. So look at that. We got
still a lot of good players here.
A lot of good players.
Yeah.
See, Jake, we were talking about this. I think this draft is really interesting because the Jets under the Joe Douglas, regime, left tackles, cornerbacks, wide receivers, quarterbacks, edge rushers. The only one that wasn't what we would call a premium position in the first was AVT when we moved up for a guard, gave up the 2/3 that year in 21 to come up and get him. But we're used to taking premium positions, which I think is sound logic. But this draft, it just so happens to be, we have a lot of holes at non-premium positions, tight end, defensive tackle, safety, and the like. And this draft is packed full of them. Yep. So it seems like a draft that you might want to entertain that pivot from just kind of making sure you get a premium position and just get the best damn player at a non-premium position, middle linebacker, defensive tackle, tight end, safety even, and just start plugging these holes in a very blue-collar draft. Would you agree?
Yeah, I like our options here. We have a lot of the premium positions on our roster set. Not all of them, but 4/5 of our O-line before free agency began was in place. We do have a number 1 receiver. We do have a number 1 running back. We have 3 guys on the defensive line that are stalwarts in McDonald, Jermaine, and Quinnen. Quincy's an all-pro. Sherwood's back. Like, there's a foundation on this team already in place. So we can get extra picks, like second-round picks. You kidding me? To me, it's not crazy at all why the team trade back has been dominating the polls so far.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And in this one, they would like to take the Seattle trade, Dom C. And while you're doing that, J.J. Hamza would take Will Campbell in the first. We didn't even get the chance for Will Campbell in this one. But then he wants to take Dart and Kevin Winston in his 3-round mock there. Not bad. I'm not the biggest Dart guy. I'll admit. I want to go with these young running legs. That's what I want. I want some excitement. I'm done.
All right, GreenBean. So Seattle traded up for Matthew Golden, the wide receiver out of Texas.
Interesting.
Which is interesting because, and this is catching there's a lot of steam behind this, that Matthew Golden could be the first receiver off the board. Yeah. The way he ran, the way he tested.
Oh, he runs fast. Right, happens every year.
But he's just more than that. He's also very versatile, ridiculously good hands. He can go up at 6'1", although he's not 6'6" like McMillan. He can go up and get those 50-50 balls. He's a good route runner. Very, very in the mold of Brian Thomas Jr. last year. Same type of player, same type of hype. And he's the first receiver taken off this board. So we traded down. There are 2 other trades. I don't think we should entertain them because they're kind of nonsense.
Yeah, this is where we should let's hang out and start making our picks.
Correct. Now we still have Tet McMillan still on the board.
Still there, everybody.
Tet.
And I'm gonna say, I know people are gonna say this is unrealistic, but I don't think it's that unrealistic. If he starts to fall, he could fall.
Yeah.
You
All right. So we got Tet McMillan. We got Jihad Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Who else you want to throw up there, Jake?
I think
what are
we
we looking at?
I think we should put Colson Loveland because he's by far the best tight end on the board. Again, tight end, interior, right tackle. You want to put a right tackle up there, you can do that too. You got one in Josh Simmons, who's still on the board here. And this is the area where he's going to start. Now, he's coming off of a knee injury. He's coming off of a torn patella, but he's a right tackle. You don't have to kind of force a square peg into a round hole and have a guy teach or learn how to play right tackle. He played 3 years of right tackle in college. And he would be a top 5 pick this year if he didn't blow his knee out last year. So there's that.
So Jake, what about Jake, what do you think? Anybody catching your eye? We got the safety, Nick Emanwari.
Yeah.
More of a strong safety type, if I have that correct.
Which would complement Andre Cisco very well. Yeah.
I lean Tet here personally, but if you told me that you take a defensive player here, whether it's Campbell or whether it's the Emanwari from South Carolina, and then you're going to get a receiver with one of your second-round picks because there's good value there, and we now have do we have 3 second-round picks now after our trade?
Do. So, all 3 in the top 50, nonetheless.
So this is a better question for you, Dom. Are we better off taking the best receiver on the board now, or do we take a great defensive player and then we get our receiver in the second round? Because we got to come away from this draft with 2 receivers in all likelihood.
It's a fair.
Let's fashion this question. Well, that's a great question, but let's fashion it for who we're going to put in the poll so we can continue talking while they're voting. So right now I got Tet, we got Jihad Campbell, we got Colston Loveland. The last pick, the last one between Simmons,
go Emanwari,
the tackle, and Emanwari.
Go Emanwari.
Okay. So the poll is up. I'll start the 3-minute timer. This is a big one, guys. This is our first round pick. Get your votes in. The timer starts right now. So now we can continue with Jake's thought there. What are you thinking? Defense, offense? Does it make sense with our 3? Do the 3 second-round picks change your mindset a little bit, Dom?
Yeah, it does. And listen, if we're going straight off of how I graded them out in my rankings, Jihad Campbell's the highest graded player. He's my number 7. Tet McMillan's my number 8. And then who are the other one? Loveland is in the teens somewhere. And
we got to take Tet if he's your number 8 and he's at a premium position.
Yeah, and Emanwari is in the top 25. So, like, for me, they're all in range. To Jake's question before, I think that this wide receiver class, it really depends on how the Jets feel about Tet McMillan, because he's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Similar. I'm not comping him. I know a lot of people do. I think it sometimes gets a little lazy, but similar to Drake when Drake London came out in the Garrett Wilson year in 22. What was that? Like, he wasn't everyone's favorite. They're just different types of receivers. They don't move. The short area quickness isn't there. But with the ball in his hands, Tet McMillan still gets yards after the catch. You know that he's got a big, wide catch radius, big hands. He can go up and get the ball. He complements Garrett Wilson very well. So I can't be mad with Tet. I would probably lean Tet McMillan here, even though I'm a huge Jihad Campbell fan. I'd probably lean Tet McMillan.
So you think about it, it's like where we were at 7, whoever you get at 7, like Ty Warren at 7 or Tet McMillan in 2 seconds. What are you taking?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
E-Boogie checking in with his Stream Beaner super chat. Thanks for the support, my good friend. No quarterback this year. Please save the pick. Save the quarterback pick till next year. It's time to tank. I don't know if I want to tank E-Boogie, but I hear you. I hear you. Although I'm not against taking maybe a Milrow now with Justin Fields and why can't I remember his name? What the hell's wrong with me? The other quarterback we have. What the fuck's wrong with me? Who's our other quarterback, guys? The guy.
Oh my God! Why am I?
Why can't I just completely fried out on
the kid from Florida State?
Jordan.
No, but not him.
Jordan
the
Travis.
other one.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod Ted. Jesus. So I don't know. I like bringing on a Milrow or somebody like that. Anyway, where are we? We got 34 seconds left. Tet McMillan's crushing it. So I'm going to end the poll early. It's 169 votes. There's no chance So Tet McMillan is the pick, everybody.
Tet.
Not bad work, my friends.
Not at all.
Bad work.
If the Jets did this draft night, they'd be building the statue for Muji already. Just so
Oh my
everyone
gosh.
knows. We got 3 second-round picks, and we still got what was considered the top receiver at pick 18. They'd be building the Muji statue already.
Correct.
Yeah, well, no doubt. But I would wonder if maybe they'd be tempted to take Ibuka because of the Ohio State, the reunion of Ohio State that they're building on our offense. Maybe throw him in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is great.
So we got two trade offers. Being the Philadelphia offer doesn't really they want us to move down to the last pick of second round and give us a second rounder next year for a sixth. I don't even think we're going to entertain it.
Well,
This
think
one
about
isn't.
it, though. But Dom, if we do that deal with the Eagles, if it doesn't work out with Fields, we're now equipped with an extra second for next year to go up and get our quarterback of the future. Now, no one cares about next year because we're doing a mock draft in March in 2025.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in a hypothetical scenario, if I got us 2 next year, I'm now armed with an extra premium pick to use in a trade up next year to go and get my guy. Like what the Bills did for their quarterback, Ravens did for theirs, Chiefs did for theirs, etc.
Listen, that is absolutely spot on point, but we don't live in realism in the 10 o'clock clock here.
But Dom, also add, we have two more top 50 picks.
Right.
This is one you could play with because you're not losing the pick.
Yeah, we're up in 2 picks from now anyway. So there's only 2 more players that are going to go before we pick again. So
Correct.
I probably would strongly consider this. The Chiefs offer is not bad either because we're getting basically a high.
We're getting 2 more seconds.
Yeah. So I honestly would probably do the Chiefs offer too because I'm getting another second this year too.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. We got to go. All right. So go back. All right. So let's do this.
Running up the poll. These are both good trade deals.
Yeah.
So this is actually a second round pick and an early third because it's 64 picks in the first. So the second pick of the third round, for 42 and pick 209, which is a 6th rounder. That doesn't really matter.
So the Eagles get a 2026 second, and the Chiefs was what was the Chiefs
A
one?
late second, early third this year for 42.
So pick 63 and pick 66, and then I'll add the no trade option if you guys want to stick and stay. Those were the only 2.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
And while that's going, let's look to see some of these players that are on the board here. Tyreek Williams is that one tech. He's that run stuff in 2 gap in big body that will play next to Quinnen Williams very well. Walter Nolan, and Ed Oliver clone. Very, very fast, very, very pass centric defensive tackle, kind of push the pocket, dominator, kind of slippery kind of guy. Gray Zabel, the darling of Mobile Senior Bowl this year, the best offensive lineman there, arguably. Then you got Ariante Ursary, who's a true right tackle. You got Jalen Milroe. You got some other options here as we go on. There's no one that I think can't miss if we chose to trade out of this, guys.
Yeah, there's no one here that I'm like I need to have, but that's
I would love to have a bunch of these guys, but
I
no
love
one
Ty Williams. Yeah, I love Ty Williams, Gray Zabel, but I don't want to use I just don't want to use a premium pick on an interior offensive lineman.
Well, then you go Mike Green and you get arguably the best edge. I mean, he's my number 5 guy in the class.
Wow.
Mike Green's a top 5 player for you?
He is.
Why the heck is he here at 37 then?
Yeah, well, I mean, the mock draft simulators just
well, and Jermaine Johnson was considered a top 10 pick by most people, right?
Yeah.
He ended up pick 26. So you never know, man. Like this shit happens every year. So
yeah, and Mike Green has a little bit there's some stuff that came up on why he got kicked out of Virginia. Supposedly it was an essay that kind of got swept under the rug and he left and all things that happened. So there's definitely that. I think that might affect some of his draft stock. He's not the biggest guy, but man, he's just productive. He's just productive. He can win, he can win with power. He can win with speed. He's very stout against the run. Not the stoutest, but he's very stout. I think Mike Green is a really, really dominant edge in this class. And like I said, he's a top 10 player for me.
Harold Fannon's there as well, everybody. A nice pass-catching tight end.
Correct.
Crossfire already starting with the Dom C's favorite thing, kicker.
Don't get me started.
Especially in the
Jake,
second.
let me ask you, Jake, because me and GreenBean fight about this week in and week out.
Every week.
Do you waste a draft pick?
Bullshit. You can't start with that. That's called leading the witness.
Do you use a draft pick on a kicker, or is it pointless because you're going to get the same value, if not better, through free agency?
I don't. So I wouldn't do it until I'm at least in the 6th round on a kicker. That'd be my thought. Like I'm not taking a kicker. At the earliest I'm touching a kicker is round 6.
Okay.
Here's the other side of it before he just completely trashed the idea of it while asking what he seemingly an honest question. The idea, how better to guarantee getting an impact starting player in the 6th round than taking the best kicker in the country. And you only got to do it once, hopefully. And then the next 10 years, you don't even have to talk about it anymore. The poll is done. Before I do that, I want to thank our good buddy E-Boogie for gifting 5 Stream Beaner memberships. Thank you, my good friend. And those recipients are Extinguish the Guilt, Chris Bradigan, Big Green, Infrared, and Yeetus Deletus. Congratulations. Enjoy your free super chats and emojis and exclusive content and all the stuff I drop. So thank you, E-Boogie. Let's see who won the trade debate. No Trade won it with 57%, everybody.
I love it.
So we're sticking right there.
Let's stick and pick the rest of the way then.
Yep. So here we go. That was the last.
Mike Green.
Yeah. So you got to put
right.
Mike Green on there. Bean.
Okay. So here we go. So what pick are we at here? 42?
We're at 42.
All right.
Now remember, we're going to have another pick at 44. So we can take the top 2 guys as long as they're still on the board to kind of speed this up a little bit, Bean.
All right. So we got Mike Green. I think I'm going to add Ty Williams. That's my guy. Big defensive tackle out of Ohio State. I thought I ended. He's my number 2 tackle. Number 3 tackle in the entire class.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll add Ty Williams. We want to have Harold Fannin in there.
And then if you want an offensive tackle, I mean, Zabel's he can play all 5 positions, but he's probably going to be more interior in the NFL than he is going to be on the outside. But he's very good. There's no denying that. So if you wanted to put Zabel up there, I'd be fine with it. Okay.
That's what we're doing. We got Mike Green, Ty Williams, Harold Fannin, and Gray Zabel. And what we're going to do here, I'll do the 3-minute timer. The top 2 players will be our next 2 picks, assuming that the guy doesn't get taken in the space between.
Watch out. Salah's stealing whoever we want at 43, so be prepared.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I can tell you he's going to take Walter Nolan. He should.
If he has any say. I know you hear they're going to sign Joey Bosa. I mean, Robert Saleh, look, you can't take away from the guy's defensive prowess. I mean, he does know how to create a solid defense, but boy, oh boy, does he really like a lot of first-round defensive linemen, huh? He needs a lot of first-rounders, too. We had, 7 first-round defensive linemen. Granted, Solly Thomas, Kinlaw were a part of that, but also
first-round player. Just ask the Commanders.
$15 million a year, Jake.
That's insane.
That's
that was the most
insane
insane contract giving out today. I can't believe that's a real deal.
He got double the amount of money than he did last year.
He's making the same amount that Jamie and Sherwood made, by the way. Think about that.
Yeah, he's got the same guaranteed money as Justin Fields just got, a quarterback. It's crazy. And for a shit year, it's just the craziest thing.
He was terrible. It's amazing.
Terrible. While we're waiting, our good buddy Bearded, sorry to cut off your face there, Jake. Bearded VTer, a stream beaner, a beanbagger, great all-around guy, says we better get Jamari this mock. Yeah, that's our guy. Also, McCord has big upside as a solid future backup. He can make all the throws and read a defense well. Brady-style hype. Now, that is bold.
Okay, so
my good friend.
Can I speak to that for a second?
Of course.
And this is not a knock on Kyle McCord, but with the Jets, we're not like at the top echelon of the AFC, nor probably not even of the AFC East. Let's call it what it is. should we be spending mid-round capital on guys who have upside to be a solid future backup? Or do you just roll with Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields?
Yeah, it's a great question. Jake, how do you feel? Like, we got Justin Fields, you got Tyrod Taylor. Jordan Travis is here. I don't know if he's moving the needle one way or the other, but is this the year now that Justin Fields is here to be using premium capital on a quarterback that is going to be, not going to be playing this year, maybe next as well?
Yeah, I mean, I would be more willing to do it in this mock because of the amount of second-round picks we accumulated with brilliant trades. That said, I don't think the Jets are going to do it unless they absolutely are convinced, that guy could be their franchise quarterback. And I just don't see it. I think if they were convinced of that, we'd be talking about them trading into round 1 for it, not waiting around for the second round. It will depend on maybe if they did kind of what we did. Did they acquire any extra picks? But I'd be surprised if they took anyone early. I think it's a different conversation on day 3. Once we get to the 4th round on, if they like McCord, they like Will Howard, they like any of these developmental guys, Milroe that's there, then I think there's nothing wrong with drafting one of those guys. It's a developmental quarterback pick for a reason.
Yeah.
Well said.
Jake, you want to answer this super chat here?
Yes. Well,
yeah, I'd love to. Dixon Hall, Dom, I know you've been studying the tape on him. He's someone that's been climbing up draft boards. Lane Kerner was the first to put me onto him. And if he keeps crushing it at his pro day and all that, I could see him going early, Dom. So Jets might not be in range to even get him at this rate.
I'm surprised he's still here.
Yeah, it's crazy that he's still hanging around. This pick is going to be Mike Green, everybody. So there you go, with 49% of the vote. Mike Green sliding into the second where the Jets scoop him up. J.J. Homsa checking back in. Mike Green is an animal. Take Dart now, then Green in tow. Well, we got Green.
And then we were taking the second guy. Who was second in the poll?
The second guy was Ty Williams.
Yeah, baby.
So Mike Green and
defensive line.
I love it. And guess what? We got another pick right here.
Build the statue.
We got another pick right here. Do you want to look at the trades? Or do you want to bypass him, Bean?
What's the other trade? That's it. This is not a terrible trade Minnesota's got. We're only moving back 12 spots.
Seattle wants to move again.
Dude, we're only moving back 2 picks, and we get 137. Is that a 4th rounder or a 5th?
123.
See, 120 is a
137. 137 would be a 4th rounder.
Yeah, take the deal.
209, which is a 6th rounder.
We're only moving back 2 spots. We just got a 5th round pick by getting rid of our 4th round pick by just getting rid of our 6th round pick. No, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
This is the last trade we'll entertain. So what is it? We got Seattle.
Minnesota wants us to move back 12, and they'll throw us a late 3rd rounder on top of it.
All right, wait. So Seattle is 62 and 97.
Yes,
Who was
sir.
the other one?
The other one was Seattle. Move back.
That was Seattle. Shit. So what was the first one? What team was that?
Minnesota.
And Seattle trade is pick 52 and 137. Okay, here we go. And then I'll add the no trade option again.
And for all you all no trade people, I do want to show you something here. There is one Jalen Milroe. Who will fit the past, present, future for the running quarterbacks who are on the roster already. Just saying.
All right, the poll is up. The timer is started. Get your votes in right now. Seattle's running away with it with 57% of the vote. No trade coming in second with 35% currently. Very interesting. I know I like the idea right now. I mean, look, I liked the idea of Jordan Travis last year. I don't love the report coming out by his agent that the Jets somehow did something wrong. I just don't like it. Just shut up and keep your lip zipped. But look, if we can get Jalen Milroe and have that Tyrod Taylor, aged, wizened veteran of the running sort, Justin Fields, the 26-year-old of the running sort, strong arm, Milroe, crazy athleticism, running, strong arm. I like it. I like the idea of having that kind of 3-tiered developmental approach to the quarterback position. I will say, if we do this, more than likely, we're not going to be in the quarterback market next year during that draft would be more focused on the development of said individuals. But anyway, what do you think? You think that would take us out of the quarterback market in the big quarterback class of 26? Tom?
I do not. I don't think that there's a pick outside of something taken in the top half of round 1 that you would entertain being out of the quarterback market.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All
I don't
right.
think so at all.
All right,
So-
I'll tell everybody. I've been awake since 3 a.m. This morning. Been working since 6 a.m. I am what we call delirious at this fucking point. I don't know what happened. I couldn't shut my brain off at 3 a.m. I was just, thinking. Stinking thinking, they call it, Jake. That's what they call it.
Well, you look good, GreenBean. I mean,
Oh, thank you. I know I got to cut my hair. My wife's like, enough already with you. And my beard, I haven't been upkeeping of late. So, okay, how much time we have left in the poll? We got 129 to 130 votes. Get your votes in. We got 9 seconds left, everybody. Seattle looks like they're going to take it. 3, 2, 1, and Seattle it is, Dom C.
Okay.
wheel and deal. Wheel and deal.
We're accepting. Oh,
It's so
guess
easy
what?
to
We're
be a
back on
GM
the.
in this.
No more trade. That's the end.
That's
the last one.
it. We're
That's it.
rejecting that.
Wheel and deal. Okay.
Wheel and deal.
So we're at 52 here, and just so you know, our next pick is 73. So this is the last pick of round 2. We still got Ariante Ursary if you want to fill the right tackle spot, GreenBean.
All right, so here we go.
Hold on. Yeah, or Gray Zabel if you want to go back to that true offensive lineman, or if you want to right tackle. I don't want to put both of them because they're going to split the votes. So you want a right tackle, or do you want a 5-piece kind of fit it where you?
I'll let Jake make that decision. Who do you like, Jake? A right tackle and Walter Nolan, or do you want to add Gray Zabel to the poll?
Ursary or Zabel?
Zabel feels like the best player on the board here, right, Dom? Like by far.
He is. Well, the best offensive lineman on the board. He is.
I would take him. Simpson's in the final year of his deal. AVT's in the final year of his deal.
Yes.
AVT can always kick out the tackle if you need be, and you put Zabel at guard. I don't know. Zabel to me feels like the pick, but you study these guys. I just pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
I agree wholeheartedly that he's the better player. Although Ursary is not a bad player, Zabel for me is a much more well-rounded, ready to produce here. There's not as many flaws in his game as there is in Ursary. Ursary's he's a big guy, very good power profile. I question if he's going to be how he's going to be on that, on the edge with the speed rushers. Whereas Zabel is, he can fill in 5 spots. I think there's something to be said. You can really play him at all 5 spots. I'll take Zabel over Ursary any day of the week.
We had
all right, so I'm putting Gray Zabel up there. I'm putting Jalen Milroe up there.
Mason Taylor, your guy.
I think Mason Taylor should be up there. We still need a tight end, everybody. He is a stud muffin.
Joy Taylor's nephew.
Well, exactly, but he's also, dude, he's of the Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas work ethic line.
Yeah.
So whatever inadequacies he has the work ethic to work on them, and he's a stud already, man. I think he's a badass. So who's our fourth?
Just go with those 3. Those are 3 good.
Go with those 3. You think
3 good options? Absolutely.
All righty. Let's see. All right, guys, the poll is up. We got a 3-banger for you.
Oh yeah, a 3-banger.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with a 3-banger.
Yeah, I think they're good options too.
Hell yeah. So we got an offensive lineman, a quarterback that would fit right in. And, like Dom C has said to us all offseason, Jalen Milroe, very talented, but don't expect him to start right away. So this would be a pretty good scenario for maybe the Jets start getting ahead of this thing with that thinking. Gray Zabel, like was said, maybe he doesn't play this year, but he could be the heir apparent if Simpson doesn't stay around. So having that guy already on the roster to just kind of fold in could be a very, very good scenario for the Jets. Have him develop in the strength and conditioning program. No Salmon, of course. But other than that, be nice for him to be here. And then we got Mason Taylor, like we've already talked about.
Yeah, he's a very good, reliable weapon, pass catching weapon from the tight end position, which is still a position of need. Hey, and I do want to say something to the guys in the chat. All right. This is a mock draft, right? Mock drafts are make believe, So the fact that you're bitching and complaining that it's unrealistic, all mock drafts are unrealistic. We don't know what the hell is going to happen. It's 10 hours into free agency. Have fun, live a little bit.
I know.
My sakes.
Right.
Michael Penix changed the entire draft last year with one pick in the top 10. So, you never know.
Right. And nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw that coming. And don't forget the whole idea behind the 10 o'clock mock, which is to create scenarios that force us to think out of the box and see what kind of things can pop up. Really, with the ultimate goal being, let's learn about some names that we don't know yet. Let's dig and see what happens. What happens if you do take defense up top? What happens if you take a wide receiver? Or if you wait for this position, what happens later in the draft? You end up going, holy shit, I don't like any of these guys. I should have taken the other position. That's the whole goal here. Don't get caught up in the semantics of what's real and not real. Like Dom said, nothing's real. It's all make-believe.
Oh, it's real, baby. This is everything. If we don't mock it correctly, I'm not going to be able to pay rent this month.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Right.
And listen, Jake, if you're not on the stream, you got to check in towards the end of the stream and just watch how berated we get from the end result of the mock draft. That the chat is picking for Christ's sakes too.
This fucking sucks. Sometimes though, it's crazy. Just by whatever we do in the first one, pick or two, the rest of the draft, even us, it's like, wow, man, we really botched this one. You know what I mean? You go through it, you're like, holy shit, man, we made some mistakes here. We're kind of stuck. I'm going to end the poll. It is Mason Taylor with 43% of the vote, everybody.
Mason Taylor, welcome to the Jets. And mind you, the Jets did have a formal meeting with Mason Taylor at the Combine.
So that's realistic, everybody.
He met with the whole entire offensive coaching staff and our front office people.
I love it. I think he'd be a great get, man. Now, I would really love Tyler Warren or maybe like Loveland up top. But if we don't, dude, there's plenty of tight ends. Gunnar Helm's another one I like. And even if we don't go wide receiver, there's a nice batch of wide receivers I like later. You guys know GreenBean is the Jetsfan YouTube channel, is the official home of the Nick Nash fan club.
That's right.
I love that guy. But even guys like Savion Williams and some others, I mean, dude, there's a lot of work that we can do in the mids in this draft.
Yeah.
So where are we, Dom? We're at pick 73, the newly acquired 73. No one, including the Jets beat, knew we had pick 73, Jake. How did you not know, buddy? What happened to this 92-73 nonsense?
I put too much faith in the Jets beat, GreenBean. Blame them.
That's what happened there.
Yeah. So far, let's see who we've taken. Can I go back and look? I guess.
Yeah, just click on the Jets. Click on our where we're picking.
Nope.
Where our pick is.
There we go.
There we go.
Ted McMillan, Mike Green, Tyleek Williams, and Mason Taylor. So we got 2 offense, 2 defense. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 picks left, guys.
Not bad.
This is the time. This is the time where you can start doubling up at some positions. We talked about how weak and how thin right now the wide receiver room. I think you can get some good value at wide receiver here. Defensive line, you can always get another guy. We got our big fat nasty in Tyleek Williams. So maybe you want another penetrating style 3-tech, and there's going to be some of them here. You want to dip, you want to get a safety, you want to double dip at tight end. The options are endless. We still need a tackle. So why don't we look at the tackles?
Yeah, let's take a look at the tackles.
Yeah, and for me, this is a no-brainer. I mean, Ozzie Trapillo.
Yeah,
this is the absolute floor for a guy like him. So I would throw him right in the mix here. Although I do like Holland Pierce. I think this might be a little rich. I mean, this guy's 6'8", 345 pounds with 36-inch arms.
Yeah, Logan Brown too.
Logan Brown's another one. Yeah, I like him too. But if we're talking tackle, for me, it's Trapillo without question.
Yep, so I threw him up there.
Now, interesting here.
Ted Johnson's still there.
you got a couple wide receivers.
Savion Williams.
Jack Besh will not be on the board here at pick wherever we're at. 90, 70 something. 73, but he's here now, and the mock says so. So Jack Besh would be a great option. Jalen Royals. I would put Jack Besh out of all these guys.
All right, he's a wide. Well, come on, what's going on here?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
You want to look in the safety room?
Yeah, totally.
Listen, you're not going to get great value here. Latham Ransom is a strong safety. He's a good complement to Cisco. I think Billy Bowman is probably more of your free safety, so I don't know how he complements him.
Like Jonas Sanker.
Yeah, he does a little bit of both, but this might be a little early for Sanker.
Yeah, but I like him a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, me too. The
Swessinger,
Chris
there he
Paul,
is. Let's put him up there.
Yeah.
Dude, Jake, have you gotten an opportunity to look at Schlesinger yet?
I have not. I have no idea anything about this man. I like his name though. He doesn't sound like a football player though.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on? Why
sounds like a scientist?
Oh, he's a scientist, all right.
So
shit, my YouTube just completely shut down and refreshed. I got to start over here. So we had Trapillo, Ozzy Trapillo,
Carson Schwessinger. Just put SHWES. We'll call him the Swess man.
I'm in on him. That's my guy now. I'm a Swess guy.
Dude, you're gonna love him, man. He's a badass.
And then Jack Besh.
Now,
I like. He's got a great story. He was a Senior Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be there though, Dom. You're right.
This is probably, like I said, this is probably the absolute latest that he can go is like the beginning of round 3. And the only reason that he'll last this long is because he's not your typical. He's not a burner, man. He's a converted tight end. Who plays the slot, and he is a phenomenal route runner, maybe the best hands in the class. He makes 50-50 balls into 70-30 balls. Like, he's a big play waiting to happen. And what I love about him, I'm assuming, even though he's still on the roster, I'm assuming Alan Lazard won't be here. But then Jack Besh kind of picks up and becomes that dominant blocker on the flank from that slot position because he can really help the run game, especially the outside run game. So I think 3 great options here. I'd have a tough time. However, I won't influence anything.
Yeah, don't push too much. I want to just point out we're getting a comment that we're much more positive than Tigo. That doesn't take very much. Tigo we're on a thread with Tigo. Boy, oh boy, has he been crying today. Oh my God. So thank you, Below 71130 official page. Hell yeah. Jets for Life checking in. Your percentage opinions that Fields is the long-term answer. Could we finally get lucky? Jake, if you had to put like a real firm opinion on it without being like objective and politically correct and, play both, walk the middle. If you had to pick one, what's your percentage chance that Fields is going to be the guy that we finally get to be the reclamation section of this quarterback thing?
My initial thought was like 25%, but I'll say that's significantly higher than any of the other options, which would have been like less than 5%. Right. So, once again, he's the best of non-great options, and that's kind of where I'm at. One of my callers, King Lowski, had a great description, I thought, of what Fields is until proven otherwise. He's a game manager who can run. That's kind of what he is right now until proven otherwise.
Yeah. And my I say, shameless plug, King Lowski is my pick for the Jake Assman, tournament.
Wow, you got Lowski and Asmaniac Madness?
I got
nice.
Lowski winning the Asmaniac Madness tournament.
I like it. He's a regular on the Jake Asman show. We love King.
Oh, he's a badass. He's the king, of course. We all love Lowski. I say, a finer man couldn't win the whole kit and caboodle. Why not? The poll is up. There's 50 seconds left. We got 93 votes, so a lot of you guys didn't get your voice heard. This is going to be a big one.
Yeah,
Ozzy Trapillo.
You can kill it. You can kill it. You can stop.
Well, let's see. We got 300 people that didn't vote. If they all decided to vote right now, if they all voted for Schlesinger,
Yeah, that's how it works, obviously.
I think it definitely makes a lot of sense. A true right tackle in the 3rd round.
And this is a guy that can come in and play right away.
That's
the thing. There's not many. There's not many that you can feel confident that can come in and play. Ozzy Trapillo, I think, can. I really do.
All right, so let's end it. 765. There we go. 59%. We got ourselves a starting right tackle. We hung out a little while, check and see if Morgan Moses was going to stick around, but the Pats gave him a nice big contract to end his career with. 3 years, $25 million.
Yeah,
So
is that an overpay for you, Jake, you think?
Yeah, they probably overpaid. I'm just annoyed that it's them doing it, you know?
It is. But you know what? It's just Will McDonald's job to make him look old. It's just that simple.
True. I hope he does. Because I would have loved to have brought him back, because then it's like you truly could just do BPA at 7 if you don't trade out.
No
because
doubt.
you don't feel like you need a right tackle at that point.
Yeah, New England also paid. I saw tonight as I came home from a Little League thing, they gave Mac Hollins $11 million. Mac Hollins, who was in Buffalo's 4th wide receiver last year, he got $11 million from New England.
Yeah, wow, they're paying.
They're just throwing money around.
They got money. They got money. Everybody said 30 extra mil. Shit.
Ching.
Yeah.
That's why I say just sign Garrett Wilson right now. It's essentially for free.
Same with Sauce. You see what J.C. Horn got today? Sauce is a better player than Horn. It's like you might as well just get out in front of it now before it only like once Stingley gets paid by the Texans. That's why, by the way, they traded Tunsil because they got to pay Stingley. They got Stroud coming up for an extension after this year. They're basically trying to get ahead and being able to keep all these guys, and they'll draft the tackle with their first round pick, who's way cheaper than Tunsil. It's going to cost even more to keep Sauce then once Derek Stingley gets paid. So I would just pay Sauce now too.
Yeah, Jake, real quick, not to veer off too far, but you were in the Houston media for a while. Like that offensive line, I mean, any football fan will tell you they had Laramie Tunsil, was a good player, and then 4 just brutally bad offensive linemen there. And what they did is they took away that one good player there. I understand what you're saying is they're trying to get ahead of, paying these guys down the road, but what does that do for the immediate future for the likes of CJ Stroud and whatnot?
Well, they would tell you that Tunsil was not as good as what the reputation for him is. He was a penalty machine. They didn't like his leadership. These are just the things I heard. Like D'Amico Ryans was fed up with a lot of that stuff. And basically they're like, we got 4 picks back and they freed up $53 million in cap space. So they feel like in the long term, it's better for team building that they did what they did. Which is interesting because you hear Laramie Tunsil and you think, well, stud left tackle, you got a young quarterback, you're protecting him. But I guess they're going to try and find their answer in the draft potentially.
Yeah. That's what they're going to have to.
He's no Tyron Smith, I'll tell you that. Scott Foster saying he's got to give me UCLA names. Carson.
Give GreenBean a UCLA name. Yeah, Carson Steele last year.
That's right. Carson Steele, Carson Schweschinger.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I love it. So where are we? We're at pick 109, everybody. What is it? We got 3 more, right?
We have, how do you do that again? You do this. We got 3 picks, 109, 137, and 188.
All right, here we go, guys. So what do we got?
Listen, we
Alfred Collins is there.
He's still here on the board, but he's a little bit repetitive to what we have in Tyleik Williams. So if we're gonna go defensive tackle, I would go more of a 3-tech kind of penetrating type, like one Joshua Farmer right there, who told me face to face in my discussion. I had a good conversation with him on the field at Mobile, and he said, "Hey, listen," he's like, "I know I'm not supposed to say this." He's like, "Because I'm going to be happy to whatever team takes me." He's like, "But I really want to come up to the Jets. Jermaine John, I need to play next to Jermaine again." That's exactly what he told me verbatim. Awesome. And I asked him if it was okay if I said that and put it out. He said, "Absolutely." Nice guy.
I don't give a shit. Tell everybody.
All right, we're taking
it. All right. And real quick, Yeti just wants a quick recap. He just got here. I'm sure there's plenty of folks that just got here. Let's just do a quick recap for everybody.
Sure.
So they can vote accordingly.
Yeah, we're crushing the draft, just so everyone knows. You tuned in late. We'll get ready to get your socks absolutely rocked.
Ted McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona at 18. Mike Green, the edge out of Marshall at 42. Tyleik Williams, the big defensive tackle at 44. Tight end Mason Taylor from LSU at 52, and our right tackle of the future, and Ozzy Trapillo at 73.
There you go. So E-Boogie's already in the farmer camp. David Bruce says, good morning. Well, good morning to you, David Bruce. What time is it over there? I think it's 4 a.m. I'm saying 4:12 a.m. So who else we got, Don? We got Joshua Farmer.
What position you want to look at the wide receivers?
Take a look at the wide receivers. See who's there.
Ty Felton, he's a very underrated. he's a speed guy. You know, he's kind of that field stretcher at 6'2", probably about 190 pounds. You know, he moves very well. Full route tree at Maryland that he ran. You know, he was asked to do a lot, and you know, he'll add an element to the team that you're definitely not getting in Tet McMillan. And that's that true like breakaway third gear speed. So you could have you know, him and Tet and Garrett Wilson on the field, and then you got 3 different skill sets there. Your boy Nick Nash is still there.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not going to pound the table for him because then what happens is everybody votes. You know, it's funny. Yeah. We got him last week. We'll throw Ty Felton up there.
Yeah.
We got a little lesson there. We got Luke Lackey up there for tight end. We just got Mason Taylor in at the end of the second there for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, defense, I mean, we could address the cornerback room if you want to add some depth. You could look at the safety room, which we still doesn't have. You got Jonas Sanker still here.
Let's throw Jonas Sanker up there from my very own UVA down the street here. Mm-hmm. Every year I got my UVA guy. Last year it was Malik Washington. The Dolphins got him. This year we got my boy Jonas Sanker at safety.
Yep. So you got
as well right? with our new Cisco fella.
Now you got Darius Alexander here. Now I'm going to say this, Green Bean, without a doubt, he should be on the poll. However, he's not going to be here at this round. So if you want to leave,
look, if we want them to stop saying that, we got to stop saying it, Tom.
All right. Well, I'm just saying.
There you go. All right. So I don't want to throw him up there because it's 2 defensive tackles.
That's fine. Okay.
It ends up diluting. So we're going to go with a 3-banger. Jake likes those.
Love a good 3-banger.
Yeah.
Jonas. All right. The poll is up. Whoops. Shit. Now it's up. And we'll start doing the 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
2 minutes, everybody. That's all you get. Get your votes in. Still got 430 people on YouTube. How many we got on Twitter? We got 362 on Twitter. Hello, Twitter folks. And they can't vote, which is unfortunate. But everybody in YouTube, vote for the Twitter folks. Make sure you get your votes in there.
Yes.
And we'll see. We got a defensive tackle. We got a wide receiver. And we got a safety. Me personally, I won't say it just yet. I know because I'll sway.
I'll tell you who I voted for after the bell goes off. But
yeah,
while we're waiting, Jake, I want to ask you something.
Yes.
There's a lot of a good contingency of the Jets fans have been on this, and I don't know where it comes from, but on this horse that we should maybe consider, since it's his last year of contract, probably not, maybe going to re-sign him, maybe not. Maybe move Breece Hall off for some picks, for some more capital. What say you on that? Like, where do you stand on the Breece? I can honestly understand both sides of it. If you're not going to re-sign him, get what you can for now. But then there's part of me that said, personally, he's my favorite Jet. Secondly, is he's still 24. You're going into it with an offensive coordinator who comes from a team that had 2 dominant running backs. One of them who was a phenomenal receiver. That Breece Hall, could play that role. For me, even if he's not in the long-term plans, run the brakes off him. That's what I say. What do you think about the whole trade Breece thing?
I would keep Breece. He's going into the last year of his deal. I have the franchise tag if he breaks out. I don't think he's been used properly in the 3 years he's been a Jet so far. They don't use him like McCaffrey gets used in San Fran. He's probably, outside of Garrett Wilson, the second best receiver on the team right now.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Tanner Engstrand could actually incorporate him into this offense. I mean, I thought it was telling. Breece did an interview last year, and they asked him about being like a receiver, and he said the only time he gets the ball as a receiver is on a check down. There's no design plays for him, which made no sense because I went to training camp all last summer. He's being used out wide constantly, and the only time they really targeted him was in that week 2 game against the Titans.
That's right.
That was it. So I'm keeping Breece. I'm hoping a real coaching staff, if we are going to give the benefit of the doubt to this new regime till proven otherwise, could take full advantage of his skill set.
Right. Because we've seen what he can do, whether it's running to the outside or, like we said, getting the ball with a little bit of space. I mean, he can turn any play into a breakaway, and it's just crazy. Like he's getting 8 runs a game. You know, he's sharing time with Dalvin Cook or fucking Michael Carter. Like he's always got a split with everybody. Make him the workhorse. Like you said, like I do understand the logic of, hey, if you know you're not going to re-sign him, get something for him now. But the other side to that is, number one, you're selling low, which is never the best idea. And number two, how about we get something out of him on the field? Run him to the fucking cows come home. See what he's got. See, as the bell cow, as the workhorse, see what Breece Hall really is and use him with a real offensive coordinator, which is what we're all hoping Tanner Engstrand really is. This poll is done. Very close for a while. This was a tight poll. This was good. Looks like Joshua Farmer's coming along, and he gets reunited with Jermaine Johnson per his request to Dom C.
I'll take it. I voted for Ty Felton. I did. Yeah.
If I would have voted, I would have voted for Jonas Sanker, but that's just me. I would have lost. My one vote wouldn't have done very much. So we are down to pick
137 is our next pick.
137. David Bruce checking in. I was an hour off. It's 3:15 a.m. over there.
Oh,
well,
Nick Nash
morning.
just got taken. And so did Darius Alexander.
Where did Nick Nash go?
He went to Detroit.
There you go.
Nick Nash. So we still could use another. Well, actually, no, we have 2 defensive tackles. We can check the wide receiver room, although it's probably going to be pretty thin.
It's going to be slim pickings now.
Yeah. Linebacker, safety, still options. We can look at the offensive line because, like Jake and mentioned before, both of our guards are on their last year of their contracts, and I could assume that both probably won't be re-signed. Maybe one of them does. So we can look at what's on the board here. We got my guy right here. This is a no-brainer for me. You got to put Miles Frazier on the table right here. If there's anyone in this class that I'm planting my flag on,
he's interior.
Yeah, he's a guard.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
It's Miles Frazier.
All right, let's see what else we got.
Sure.
Anything in the safety room?
The wide receiver room looks pretty. Like I said, there's no one here that's.
Well, Pat Bryant, right? I was looking at him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's like Kenny Golladay, man. And we already have that big X profile already in Tet McMillan that we drafted. So there's that. You want to look in the safety room? We can look in the Sanker's
still there. We'll throw him back up.
Yeah. And you want to look at the linebacker, Danny Stutzman, another guy that we met with formally at the combine.
Bossa, though.
Bossa's there too. Yeah, they're both good linebackers.
Yeah, let's put Bossa up there.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I know the Oregon Jets fan is in the chat. He's going to love the Jeffrey Bossa selection in the poll this one. He better be voting.
All right, Cody Lindbergh. No, okay, I was thinking of somebody else. All right, I'm going to throw these guys up there. We got an interior offensive line, safety, and linebacker, everybody. Here it comes.
And just to recap, guys, I put up on the board our picks so far. We're spreading the love all around the positions. No double ups yet.
No double ups.
Yeah.
And for the last pick, we'll definitely include a kicker for Jake. He's really he wants us to do it. That's what he wants.
We also haven't messed around in the quarterback room.
We have our quarterback, baby. Justin Fields, QB1. Here we go.
Right. Oh, by the way, my percentage, I forget that was Hamza who asked that before. Jake said 25%. I would say, I'm going to say like 35%. I'm a little bit getting excited about this.
Let's go, baby. 35%. Yes.
Woo! Yeah.
And I'm going to say we should have signed Carson Wentz.
Yeah. My God. No.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what Jets fandom would be right now if we signed Marcus Mariota, Carson Wentz?
Oh my God!
I would have let a riot outside the facility tomorrow. I kid you not. I would have showed up and broadcasted a riot outside of One Jets Drive if that was the plan.
Dude, Mariota out of all of them, like I would have been the most. Like the only thing I would have had to do in my brain to make this okay is, all right, we're tanking for a quarterback. Like that's it. I would have had to. So I would have just nestled into that warm blankie of, okay, at least I know. And then I could root against us all year and fucking have some fun on that side of the ball. But I don't know. So Bassa, Sanker, and who was it? Frazier.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of
You got
close.
16 seconds left, everybody. Get your votes in. This one's tight. Miles Frazier, 39%. Jonas Sanker, 43%. It's tight.
Basa's not getting any love here.
No, very little. A little bit. But your vote's going to matter in this one, guys. All right. Where is it? I'm going to end it. The time is up. I'm ending the poll. 3 more votes just came in, it looked like, or 2. What do we got? Jonas Sanker with 43%, Dom C. We finally get a UVA guy, damn it.
And we got one more pick at pick 188, so we got some time until we get there. So while that's happening, let's see if I can do this. No, I
Sit
can't.
back and relax, and baby.
That's
The
right.
mocks are mocking. Dom, you love this. Is there anything as good as watching a mock scroll in real time?
No. This is like, some people some people like calligraphy, some people like the water paint. I like to watch these mock drafts just tick one player at a time.
You're like, oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah, that's that's my
great value. Great value.
That's great value. That's so good. There goes Tyler Shock or Show. Shuck. That's how you say it.
Like an oyster.
JJ Homson checking back in says Justin Fields sucks ass. Always has, always will. We go 2-15, get the number 1 pick in 2026. Well, JJ Homson, if that's the way it really goes, success. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Then we could maybe be in the Archie Manning sweepstakes.
Yeah, I mean it's better than 5-12 in an all-in season, right?
Right. Oh my God. Can you imagine too? Let's say Aaron Rodgers really does go to this, which is interesting because he's under contract. Did we give him permission to speak with anybody yet?
Yes, but we haven't designated if it's a June 1st or post June 1st cut. So that we'll know that by Wednesday because it's going to be official.
Yeah.
So imagine he does go to Pittsburgh. We get Justin Fields. They get Aaron Rodgers.
You can book Monday Night Football.
I was just going to say, you think that we're going to be back on Monday Night Football week 1 again? Aaron Rodgers versus Justin Fields?
Yeah, I do.
Here we go.
Or Thursday Night Football early in the year.
Week 1 at MetLife, Monday Night Football, and everyone get ready. I tweeted this today, and I got a lot of blowback. I stand by it. 3 touchdowns for Rodgers. We all know how this goes.
Oh, I saw that.
Just accept it now, and it won't hurt as much then. I fully am prepared for it. That's how this year is going to start. Get ready.
Yeah, I mean, God forbid they have a receiver or somebody that was a Jet. That's who's scoring. They're going to throw a fucking 80-yard bomb.
Alan Lazard, get ready. He's going to
That's right.
Jordan
As he
Rodgers
burns Sauce Gardner down the sideline on the red line.
Did they re-sign Mike Williams? Maybe they can rekindle that relationship.
Nah, he couldn't find the red line.
On the red line, baby.
All right, so we're up here, guys. And those who are asking for a quarterback, Kyle McCord's still on the board.
Okay, so we'll throw, was this pick 188?
The last pick of the draft.
If we get McCord, this fan base is going to have something that will definitely need to be consulted with a doctor for lasting longer than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Kyle McCord, quarterback. Yep. Let's get a kicker up there.
Oh, Jesus.
Is Fitzgerald?
They're all there, GreenBean. They're all there.
No. Somebody took one. You'll see.
No one took one.
He's gone.
He is.
Hey, he's gone.
He's gone.
See, you fucking waited. I knew it.
I'm looking to see where he went. Somebody took a cut. I mean, who was picking? No one took a court. No, he's got to be here.
He's gone.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh,
there he is. I was going to say Herm Edwards isn't coaching, so there's going to be a kicker.
Yeah, Terry Bradway isn't out there. And then, so look, Terry Bradway
took a kicker in the second round.
He takes a kicker in the second round after trading his first-round pick for a middle-of-the-pack tight end. Same draft. And then we move on from him. He sucks so bad that we replace him with Mike Tannenbaum and keep him as our lead scout.
Right. Needed to keep him in the front office.
For 10 years.
All right, you got Fitzgerald on there. Let's get this over.
I do. I got Fitzgerald up there. We got the quarterback. We got the kicker. We're having some fun.
Leave it at those two. Those are the only two that really matter. Let's see who wins. No, let's see who wins. Team
quarterback. Straight up, head up.
Head up. Head to head.
I like this.
Team
This is
quarterback
you know
or
what?
team kicker? What? Let's see where the real fandom lies here.
I
fuckers.
like it. That is fun to me.
I'm ready to
Head
vote.
to
baby.
head. Right? You here for this one, Jake? Kicker
I'm
versus
exercising
quarterback.
my right to vote in this poll.
Me too. And I won't be voting for the kicker.
That's bull. You're not supposed to lead.
I just did. Too bad.
You didn't have to say a word on that one, Dom. JJ checking back in. Tickets will be cheap. Can we get them to lower beer prices this season? I don't think so, buddy. That just means beer prices are going up. That's
right.
what I'm telling you. That's whenever I go to like a game or a concert, that's the most aware I am of how happy I am that I don't drink. When I see the lines like before halftime when they're going to turn the taps off and the game start and I'm hanging and I'm walking back in for the kickoff and there's 40 deep at every fucking kiosk, paying $35 for a 1 ounce shot in a rum runner or some bullshit drink, pina colada that everybody's drinking and pay $30 for 1 ounce. I'm like, oh, thank God. E-Boogie wants his kicker, everybody. Let's see how it's going. Oh, I didn't put the timer on. Let me put a 1 minute.
Right. Yeah,
put a 1 minute timer on it.
TikTok, bitches.
Oh, this one has no chance. Oh no, it's tighter than I thought. Okay. Get your votes in, everybody. This is the big one.
The only pick that matters.
The only pick that matters. Here's your choice. Take a guy who's guaranteed not to play this year versus a guy who's guaranteed to be an impact player with your last pick. What do you think? And we know, if anybody knows how important kicker is, it's the Jets. And Joe Douglas, love him or hate him, one knock you got to attach to him is his games he played with the kicker position for, his 6 years here was ridiculous. I mean, we had Greg the Leg for a little bit, but other than that, even after Greg the Leg, I mean, how many kickers did we have last year? 3, 4? It's crazy what he does.
We still got Anders Carlson on the roster.
Do we?
We do.
There he is.
He is on the 90 man.
I didn't even know that. Our
Our boy Ablab checking in. Dang, kickers. Somebody say kickers. Jim Mora voice. Hey, Jake. Ablab saying hello to Jake Assman. There it is.
Ablab, we salute you, good sir.
Yes,
There
sir.
it is.
Wait till Ablab sees our mock. He's going to help us build the statue for Muji.
Right. They'd be like, holy shit.
It's like, these guys are awesome.
This was a good one. And that's what happens. Look, if we do find a trade back partner, I'm going to be very happy because like we said, like in very realistic terms, this draft is nutrient dense from that like back of the first to the third. There's a lot you can do there. If you can somehow squeeze some value out of that seventh overall pick, I'm going to be delighted. I don't know how realistic the trade back is going to be. Who's going to want to give you real value to come up for who? I just don't know. I'd love it. But thank you, Ablab. You're the man. All right, we're going to end the poll. It is Kyle McCord by a solid 10%.
Jake, I know who GreenBean voted for. Who'd you vote for?
I voted for the quarterback. Because I just think if we got McCord, we hit every complaint that any Jet fan is going to try to come up with from this mock. This is the perfect mock.
Thank you. You touch all bases. You got all the positions in need, filled holes, and you still got Anders Carlson, right?
We got the ultimate value.
That's right.
Well done. So now as we watch and wait till the final picks are selected here, and then we'll get our letter grades in, everybody. So Jimmy Jets, no, we said no kicker, buddy. No kicker this draft, which is interesting because I would say more of our mocks end with a kicker than not, all the way back to Cameron Dicker, super kicker, and the like years ago. We've always been taking kickers at the end. But not this one. John Hall. Remember that guy?
Yeah, I like John Hall.
I liked him too.
That was before Jake's time.
I always see John Hall in the late 90s, early 2000s highlight reels that are everywhere. You guys follow NY Jets history? Shout out to that guy.
Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah. I love that. I love when that pops up on my Twitter feed. All right. So we did all right, everybody. I can't wait to see our letter grades when we put this thing up here.
So let's go through this real quick for you guys here. After a couple trade backs, number 1 at 18 overall, Tet McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona. We then followed that up with the edge rusher extraordinaire, Mike Green out of Marshall. Big fatty for GreenBean at 44, Tyreek Williams from Ohio State.
Big fatties.
Yeah.
Mason Taylor, tight end,
Joy.
52, son of Jason.
Aunt of Joy.
Yeah, aunt of uncle or nephew of Joy.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
We on 73, we're riding the crazy train a little bit. Ozzie Trapillo from Boston College to plug in at right tackle. Joshua Farmer, future New York Jet, wants to be a New York Jet. Defensive tackle, Florida State.
He likes Dom C, and if you like Dom C, we like you.
That's right.
There
That's
you go.
right. He should be a fan favorite. Jonas Sanker, we did a little hometown loving for GreenBean, the safety out of Virginia, and then the chat made the right choice with pick 188 with Kyle McCord, quarterback from Syracuse.
Well done.
I'm going to screenshot this, GreenBean.
Yeah, thank you. We'll put it up there for all the twits on the end of the world. Kent Freeman getting in first with his letter grade. Drop your letter grades in the chat. A to F, everybody. Says A- could have done more trade backs.
I just got a text from Brick Johnson. He says, excellent job, gentlemen. We'll pass it along.
There
you go. Thanks, Brick. Not bad. And I'll compliment the chat. Because look, they even 2 times in a row we said no trade, right? I think it was 2 or at least 1. It was a great trade on the table, and they said no. So we had a little bit of measured thinking tonight. Wasn't just crazy train. All right, here we go. Here they come. All right. JT checking in with an A. Let's see. Kevin Callahan with an A. Wild Track Weekender with a B+. Robbie Oak with an A-. Bearded V tier says B for me. Jamari over Ty. Helm over Taylor. Then it's an A. Logic. I wouldn't be unhappy if it ended up the other way. But I got it. Ty Williams is on in my opinion, a different level than Jamari Caldwell. I love Jamari Caldwell.
This is the first draft that you and I have done this year where we did not land Jamari Caldwell.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And when we were going to put him up, he was already taken for that pick.
Yeah.
Zachary Berner with an A-. Scarcities with an A+. Can't do better than that, everybody. Franklin Fung checking in with a B+. Rover Bet with an A-. Duncan McLean with a B+. We're doing pretty good here. B-Low 71130 official page, B-. Thin at receiver. I would have liked to see another receiver as well, I think.
Yeah,
maybe
it thins out pretty quick though.
It does.
We probably should have considered one at that Mason Taylor spot and then maybe kind of work the tight end later. I don't know.
That's a good thought process. And but it shows you something, guys. In this real draft, if you don't take a wide receiver early, you're probably not going to do all that well later. It's a pretty thin wide receiver draft, which is rare these days. It seems like every year there's 10 premium wide receivers come. Last year was very strong. Billy SBC says you get an F. You drafted a quarterback. But at the end, Billy, it's our Mr. Irrelevant. Not too bad. I personally didn't like all the trades, but we nailed some bunch of stuff. Didn't get a kicker. Solid B. There you go, Chris. I'll take that.
Bradigan.
Dirk McIver, A. Joe M. A. Phil Hoffman with a B+. New York Jets, or 19 New York Jets 69 with a solid B. Connor comes in with an A-. Iowa Jets with an A-. Irving Grady with a B+. Pete DeTraglia with a solid draft. A, everybody. Beefy says definitely could have traded back more. B+.
We did. We had you guys were pulling out all the trades. I was like, I'll still do it. You're like, no more trades.
I'll tell you, we've done the drafts too, where every single trade offer on this particular sim, you have to accept at least one.
That's great.
Yeah, and we've been here since until 3:30 in the morning doing it.
That's a 3-hour stream at minimum. That's a long one. So it's tough. Squirmy Weasel with an A. Oh, wait, Loopy said C+ need more cornerback help unless we re-sign Eccles, which the word on the street is that they want to. So
Well,
that'd be nice.
Can I? And to that point, we don't know what Stiggers is yet. And I know that coming out of the draft last year, there were some talks that Stiggers' future home might be in the safety room. So, if that's the case, if that transition happens sooner rather than later, because he's definitely an off man or a zone coverage cornerback. Man to man isn't going to be his forte. So unless they start playing a little bit more in the slot to back up Michael Carter, I could see a transition for him going to the safety room. And if that's the case, yes, you're going to need another cornerback, or bank on JBC kind of figuring it out year 3.
All right, I'll jump the grades for Ron Weiss's super chat. Thanks, Ron. Give half of this super chat to Jake so T can win here. LOL. How did Tet drop to 18? So, Jake, if we give you half of this, does this can T win? T can? Is
Who's
T? Who's T? Oh, so I can win. Is that what he means?
Oh, yeah. Is
He
Ron
in the-
Weiss in the as Maniac tournament?
No, he doesn't call in Ron Weiss. Ron Weiss is not in the tournament, but he's a very loyal listener. Ron, I'm not quite sure what you're saying, but as far as the second part, we gave Tet McMillan a gas mask a la Laramie Tunsil, and we basically orchestrated his drop to 18 so we can get him in a trade back.
Well, you know what happened, Ron, is that Golden ran a fast 40. So everybody got the boners, and you can't teach speed shit started again. We were waiting for that to pick up. So again, like Dom said, it's not to say that's all he has, but that's what the combine does. It's like when you got guys, you kind of, you're leaning one way or the other, and then somebody blows away a couple drills at the combine, they move up. So that's kind of what happened. We saw two offensive tackles.
You can't teach speed bullshit started. It's so true.
Isn't it funny? Can't teach speed every year. It's like, here it comes.
It's so true.
Fucking go ahead. Take the guy that fucking runs fast and can't catch. Every year. Who else we got here? RB checking in with an A-. JJ Hamza, after all that, gave us a B+ because I'm still mad about Fields. That's great. Infrared says no Fitzgerald, B+ for me. Blah.
Oh, you son of a bitch, Infrared.
Son of a bitch. Mr. Roberts with an A+. E-Boogie said C because of the quarterback. Middle finger emojis all over the place. Frank Mercado, Frank the Tank, A+. Matthew Lemke, just foregoing the letter grade system for his own, 8.5 out of 10. And I get it. It's like, I can't quite say what I want to say with these letters, 8.5. So we take it. That's a B+, by the way, if you're grading tests as a history teacher in high school. B-low with a B-. Then you said that already. Am I getting double? Yeah, we're in the doubles. No Doubt Gaming says B. T-Money, B+. Flight Boys with an A. Peter Castro with a B+.
All right.
And Dick Chimney's Burner at the end with a B. So now we turn it over to the in-house. Jake, your letter grade and explanation for it, please.
A+ because I was a part of it.
That's right. I love it. I love it.
Enough said.
Kudos.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. A+. So Adam, what do you think about this one?
Listen, I mean, you can't go wrong when you start Tet McMillan, Mike Green, and Tyleek Williams, right? If we got two of those three guys in the top 3 picks, I think we'd be ecstatic. And we got all 3 of them. And then you followed it up with starting tight end, possible starting tight end, possible starting right tackle. So on those picks alone, I think this is a solid A-.
Yeah, well said. I mean, I'm going to give this a solid A. A+ would have been, for me, the kicker. I don't see when you don't really have a kicker on the team. There's no better way to get a guaranteed impact player in the 6th round, especially at your last pick in the draft, than taking a damn kicker. Why do they have such low value? They're pivotal to the game of football. Now, maybe they shouldn't be. There's an argument about that. Like, why the hell we have kicks? Well, right now they do. So they're very important. So I'm going to give it a solid A. I would love if the Jets did anything close to this, I would be ecstatic.
Yeah.
And lots of names I love in there. So well done, fellas. Well done. Well done, chat. Wyatt, last one, says F, the players weren't pretty. As we know, Wyatt loves good-looking players. I don't know. Have you seen Tyreek Williams? You got to take a look at this fellow, Wyatt.
Yeah.
They
Beautiful.
call him Big Sexy.
That's right.
They call him. They actually do call him Big Sexy. That's funny you say that.
That's exactly
I know you
right.
meant that jokingly, but that's what they call him.
Do they actually call him
They
Big
actually
Sexy?
call him Big Sexy. They did.
That's incredible.
I'm in. I like him even more than I did 10 seconds ago.
Jake, did you just was that a happy accident?
Was that I haven't heard that term before. I've heard about a happy. Never mind. Yes, it absolutely was.
Jake just pulled Big Sexy out, and Dom says that's actually his nickname. Holy shit. You don't see that every day. Look at this, wrapping up the Ab Lab, checking in with the big red banger of a super chat. I'm so late, so you guys can tomato me in the chat, but I'm telling you, Justin Fields was a great move. There you go, JJ Hamza. Ab Lab stuffs it right up your ass at the end of the show. You got to love it. Ab Lab, you're the best. Thank you for that. And I agree. I got to tell you, I'm allowing myself to be excited for Justin Fields. He's 26 years old. And you got to add this. He's got a chip. He's been humbled by life, terrible organizations, goes to the Steelers, things settle down. He's with Tomlin and Arthur Smith and everybody, and he just plays efficient football, and he says, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready. Go reunite me with Jeremy Ruckert and Garrett Wilson, and I'm going to make shit happen. Let's get fucking lightning in a bottle right here. It's our time. I'm on the Justin Fields train, Ab Lab.
Go trade for Olave now, right?
Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, let's make it like the Nova Knicks. Except
what are you giving up for Olave?
Ablab? Can we give up Ablab for Olave?
No way. I wouldn't give up Ab. I would need 3 firsts.
I don't know what you're giving up for him. I mean, not a first. Maybe maybe a
trade
third,
a second.
I would trade a
DK went for a second, and you had to extend him. He's going to be in the same spot as Garrett.
Olave is going to be up for an extension in 2 years, right?
Well, he's on the same timeline as Garrett, so
Correct.
you'd have to.
Yeah, but he's injured too. He was injured last year.
He had like a concussion this year. Wasn't that his issue?
He had a couple of them.
That's what's scary.
Yeah.
If they do get him, though, I forget which one of my listeners came up with this, but you know how they call like the Nova Knicks? It'd be like the Jedi offense instead of the Buckeye.
That's right.
Yeah, I love it. The Jedi offense. I mean, you look at what the Eagles did with Georgia, right? They just went, Georgia had this, incredible. They just said, look, give me that guy from Georgia. Give me that guy from Georgia. I mean, it's smart. Just go get the Ohio's, but reunite these guys and let them take over our team. That's the way I'm in. I like it. I like the whole idea. But Ab Lab, I appreciate you slamming that one home at the end of the show. One more from Ron Weiss, and we'll get out of here. This is a better view of what I meant. Judy's, what the fuck are you talking about, Ron? Do you know what that means? Ron, what's going on?
Chris Brannigan with a banger to end it.
Wait, we got to look at Ron's for a little bit.
I can't read that. I can't read that nonsense.
Judy's.
I'm just laughing at it.
Ron's out of control. Thank you, Ron.
I was not expecting you to say, what the F am I looking at?
Holy shit.
Jake, before we go, Chris Brannigan's offer here. Jets forever and a fourth for Olave.
I mean, yeah, I'm in. I'll drive Jets forever to the airport.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, man. That was
all right, fellas. Yeah, I know. Ron, well done, sir. Well done. So that was good. It's good to laugh, everybody. Don't make it so painful. You don't like Justin Fields. Okay. We're gonna root for him, and we're gonna see what happens. We got ourselves a cornerback 2 today. We got ourselves a free safety today. The Jets are putting in work. We got incredible potential comp pick value for guys like Kinlaw and Reddick and Morgan Moses, and we still got the Conklins of the world out there to improve our comp pick situation. We're still +1 and lots of work to do. But for Jake, Tom, you got anything coming up you want to let anybody know about?
No, nothing special, man. I'm just tying up loose ends. I will be putting out, contributing to a pretty big draft guide. I did 20 scouting reports on the tight end class. So once that's finalized and I got it, I'll get the links out to everyone. So I'm just tying up. Really, that's where all my commitment has been the past couple weeks.
Nice. And Extinguish the Guilt, reminding everybody, be sure to tune into the Asmaniac Madness tomorrow. Jake, talk about it.
Yeah, we got a couple good matchups on the docket tomorrow. We do a matchup per show. So we do typically 2 a day during the week. So tomorrow is the last matchup in the opening round of the Hood region. So we got David T, the 2 seed, against the 15 seed Big Cho. Then we're on to the Butter region, where the 1 seed Bobby Midnight will take on Black Gypsy. So we got a highly competitive slate of Asmaniac Madness coming.
Jake,
Amazing.
Does Black Gypsy even stand a chance?
You know what? People like the troll Bobby, so I could see it being a little close early, and then Bobby, just based on brand awareness, should pull away. That's my feel.
Yeah. Black Gypsy, I mean, that's the worst pull of the selection that you could get, right? To line
Bobby,
up round 1
totally.
against Bobby Midnight. Fuck.
Yeah, if you go up against Bobby, if you go up against Gorman, it's going to be tough. Although Charles Gorman only won like 67% of the vote, so it wasn't as dominant as we thought. Cheats fan got by. It wasn't as dominant as we thought either. So we'll see if Bobby could have the most dominant one seed performance in the tournament so far.
Nice. Going to be fun. What time is that, Jake?
10 a.m. is my first show. We got Robbie Sabo from Jets X Factor coming on. And then I'm going to do another show in the afternoon at some point, but it's like contingent on, are we going to make a signing? Like today I get off the air and 20 minutes later, Justin Fields signs. I'm like, of course. It couldn't have happened during the first 2 hours and 30 minutes I was on. We got to do it right after I signed off. So I'm fully prepared for something like that to happen again tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah. So there you go. Jake all day, every day. So thanks for hanging out there with us tonight, everybody. This was a fun mock. We'll drop it on Twitter, and you guys can see what everybody else says about it. But we'll see you, what's today? Monday, tomorrow night for the Talking Jets panel on Talking Jets Network. With that all said, have a great evening, everybody, and we will see you next time.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Johnny Lamb Jones.
As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool
Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback, Roger Vick, Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the draft all about.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golston.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner.
Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.